Hi, it's Ashleigh from Sweet Dreams Bake Shop, and I was doing my weekly online grocery shop when I saw that my favorite grocery store sells fondant. Now, this isn't completely out in left field. I have seen that they sell fondant by Wilton before, but I've never seen a bargain brand of fondant made by the actual grocery store. So I was super intrigued. I had to pick this up because not only is it super available to me, but this was only $5 for this amount, which with the fondant that I normally like to use, it ranges anywhere from about $15 to $20 for this amount. The packaging is pretty typical when you buy this amount of fondant. It generally has that foil packaging to protect it. Now, one thing I did notice right off the bat was how incredibly hard it was, but that could have just been because it was kind of cold, because as soon as I started kind of kneading it, it was a lot softer. That's me trying it and taking a bite. I haven't eaten fondant in a really long time. And truthfully, some of the fondant I've had just tastes like Play-Doh with a little bit of sweetness to it. But guys, I'm telling you, it actually tasted good. It tasted kind of like brown sugar almost. It was actually pretty nice. Now I'm putting this fondant through a series of tests, and I'm really focusing on just the decorating aspect. So that's why I'm using my ugly dummy cake here that's been used over and over, so it's kind of had it. Now the reason that I chose this design is because I wanted to see how well it held up. Stripes is one of those things that's really difficult to actually do and keep straight, especially if your fondant is dragging and pulling and if it's too pliable. So I really wanted to see how it would function. Surprisingly, it did really well, and I didn't experience any cracking, which can sometimes happen since your stripes are laying out there for so long, but it was perfectly fine. Now, I covered this cake in an awkward way, but I did it on purpose. Reason being is I wanted to see how well the fondant would meld together. If you make a lot of carved cakes or you cover a lot of odd-shaped cakes, you're going to want your fondant to be able to meld together like this so you don't see any seams. Now, I was really skeptical of this because when I've been desperate and have had to buy fondants that are not really my favorite, this is where I find I can't get things to go together really smoothly. Now, this doesn't turn out perfect, but it's pretty close. You can't see the seam half as well as you used to be able to. Now, moving along to our next test, the fondant bow. Now, the reason that I chose a bow is because it's not as free and natural looking as a flower, which can droop and wilt in certain places and look perfectly fine. The bow has to stand fairly upright and maintain its shape. Now, I was a little bit skeptical because I thought that maybe it wouldn't do as well since this felt pretty soft after I kneaded it, but it was fine and it held up. My final test here is seeing how this fondant does in a mold. And I was a little bit worried that maybe it wouldn't unmold properly because, again, as I said, it had a very soft texture, but it came out of the mold no problem. So here I am just attaching all of these little pearl details. This fondant pretty much functioned the exact same way as all of the other fondant that I like to use. Of course, with any type of product that you're using that's a little bit different, you do have to adapt and adjust. But what I like is that I didn't have to go adding any shortening or extra cornstarch or anything to make this workable. It just worked right on its own. So for my Canadian friends, if you have this available to you, I highly recommend this. I really do. I think it's a great fondant. I think it's a great option because it's so available to us. And I also think that, wow, that price point is amazing. Now for my international friends, I hope this encourages you to give your bargain brand fondants, if they're available to you, a try because it would be an awesome, cost-effective option. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can be part of the Sweetie fam. Right now, I'm uploading weekly, so make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. Also, be sure to comment, request, or ask a question. I love hearing from you guys. Bye.